even in now,
I guess a better way to present that question is who in here would let their kids play outside at the park here? Who? Who would? Would you feel safe letting your kids run around the city? I don't.
Nobody in here, the people in my neighborhood,
Yeah, people just let their...
they push their kids out, go.
I'm from Belton
Yeah.
Center. I don't know if you guys, a lot of you guys are familiar with that, but even in Belton Center, you'd send your kids over to the park. There's predators at the park.
Correct, correct.
But that's true everywhere, not just in the city.
I understand that. I
Yeah.
understand that.
The city just has, unfortunately, more of them because we've taken the trash from all over the country.
I wanted to mention that years ago, we had leaders at all these playgrounds, and the city does not put enough money into recreation. So I mean, there's no leaders there, there's no mentors.
You forget, when they were young, there was a lot of after-school activities, supervised after-school activities when we were young. Today, there's not.
It's priorities though, it's
Right.
priority on city money. Well, but I'm saying recreation is important and it should be not treated at the bottom of the barrel in the
Exactly.
city like it always is. It's the
Yep.
last department to get any kind of, and it should be one of the first if they want to solve all these problems with the young people.
So, right, 'cause we have to, we
When we
have
were
to start.
growing up, we had boys clubs,
Yes.
girls clubs,
Right.
YMCA, YWC,
Yes.
all of
Our
these
second
places.
problem is
help.
that we have to start with the people first instead of trying to make, nice neighborhoods, nice blocks. We have to start with the people first. Once we start with the people, then we can branch out to rehabilitation. We want to start setting our kids back up for success. Whatever happened to setting our kids back up for success? We've had this year more back-to-school drives than I've ever seen, just for the beginning of this year. We need back-to-school drives, we need middle-of-school drives, we need ending-of-school drives, and we need to be set up for next year. And I know there's somewhere in the budget that we can actually attain that. But we have to get our voices heard to attain that. We need to reopen community centers. We understand that so we can get our kids to learn lifelong lessons. We need to actually teach them how to fish instead of giving them a fish. There are handouts, and we see that there's a lot of handouts in the city, but what are we doing to actually make people survive? And that's what you guys want to do. We want to actually make this place a survivable place, and we want to learn how to live here, and we want to learn how to communicate with each other. We want to learn how to get along with each and every one of these people in this room and outside.
Nobody's disciplining, nobody's loving them.
Right.
And here's these poor kids growing up in an atmosphere where they don't feel any tie to anything. So it has to begin at home. This is where they have to start. The authorities have to start coming in when there's problems in a home and doing something about that.
Right.
Because if we don't take care of it at home, I'm sorry, there's nothing much that we're going to be able. Sure, we'll save some kids, we will, but until they start
We
taking
want
care of
to
it at home.
exploit those situations. Sometimes we may have to take a camera and record activity that's going on in our neighborhood and turn it in. Sometimes we may have to even stand up and record against somebody. Sometimes those things happen. We gotta make sure we're prepared to do these things. We can't continue any longer to talk about the issue because the issue has procrastinated for so long already. We can only motion right now. So we would like to actually make a motion and ask you to trust in us and our neighborhood watch organizations. We have two here. We have Red Fires, we have Josh from Niagara Angels. But trust in us to actually make this a safer place for your kids so they can actually go to community centers and walk there and walk back home without you worrying, staying up, looking out the window. My dad, I'm 25 years old, my dad still watches me walk down the street. Anytime I leave the house, he watches me, no matter what. Left, right, he watches me. Just like I'm the little kid that, he raised. So what I'm saying is that if we're gonna do this, we gotta get every resource we can. We gotta get you guys, we gotta get your grandkids, we gotta get your children's children, we gotta touch everybody in our community to get a hold of us and work with us as one. We can't continue to paint a positive person sometimes it will make you look like the bad guy. It will. Sometimes you'll be the guy that nobody wants to be. In a situation like that, when you have a father and a mother with the child, and she's with a child, when you invite violence into that area, into that atmosphere in that house, you're also endangering your child. If he has that bad type of temper, something needs to be done. There's no longer any talking. If you have evidence that proves that you beat your woman, that you hit your wife, that you're endangering your child, I'm sorry, it may be better for you to get evicted and she can live in like a community house. True. How many of you guys actually also have a problem with prostitution in your neighborhoods? Ma'am, could you give us some insight on what you see on a day-to-day basis with prostitution in your neighborhood? Right. We do have Brian Doporto supporting us. We do have a couple officers definitely supporting our movements even as we speak support us. And Josh Highway actually, how's it going, Brian?
The police's hands are, the police, their hands are tied. You know what it takes? It takes people to be out there and see. That's what Josh is doing. That's what I'm trying to do.
Right.
But we can't do it by ourselves. We can't do it. He can't do it with 5 people. I can't do it with 5 people. I can't do it with 7 girls showing up.
True.
You see, the comments on my Facebook page are, "Oh my gosh, you're going to get shot. Aren't you scared? What good is it going to do? What good is it going to do?" If they see us out there, if they see people that care out there, guess what? They're going to move. I'm not saying where they're going to move, but I'm not moving. I'm not moving. I'm tired of seeing kids ODing, doing drugs, bad parenting. You know what? We should be ashamed of ourselves. We should be ashamed of ourselves.
So what do you do when you pull up to your house and you see 2 guys standing in the middle of the road, like about probably 4 car lengths down, and they're going like this and they're going like that?
Call the cops.
Call the cops, right?
I know. You're thinking, okay, it's taking on average 30 minutes for the cops to get there.
No, you take pictures, you videotape it, and then
That-
call the cops.
That's what I was trying to say.
That's
Everybody
what
needs
we've
to be
been
out there
doing in
with
our
videos,
neighborhood.
taking
Yeah.
pictures, cameras. Pictures speaks 1,000 words.
Turns to.
I'm sorry, guys. I have to go to work. I'm sorry, I'm working. I'm president of Niagara Rises. There's 5,000 people on the page. I have 5,000 friends on my page. I post every time I'm doing a walk or I'm doing anything. You know how many people show up? 5. That disgust me. I'm appalled that more people aren't here, wondering what's going on in the city of Niagara Falls.
What page is this?
This is Niagara Rises and Lexus Place. It's 2 pages that, I'm the director of Lexus Place and I'm the president of Niagara Rises. I don't know, I'm hoping that some of you are familiar with both of them.
Yes.
We're trying to do great things,
Real
guys.
quick, one of the things like the concentration in the downtown area is what is creating an environment where people do not want to stand up for their rights. It's, like, I don't know what your neighborhood is like. Where did you say you
I
live?
grew up in Belden Center. Come on, you all have heard about Belden
Yeah.
Center.
Well,
Belden Center was one of
I-
the worst places to live.
No, I don't, because I'm not from here, so that's why I asked.
Right.
But one of the things from, like, say, Hyde Park up to, right up to the Gorge, and from Lockport down, one of the statistics that we have is 70% of the people in this area are on some form of public assistance, and they're very disadvantaged. So this environment is...
I understand exactly where you're going with this.
Okay, so when you have, like, there's no balance in the neighborhoods, so basically people have put themselves into their homes and won't come out. They don't want to get involved, they're prisoners within their
Or they're scared. You know
environment.
what, it's funny that, we had talked about this, me and Charles, that, people don't show up because they're scared, to go out now. You guys see it, what don't we see when there's shootings on the street? When there's,
Basically what we have is the criminal element and the bad people in that area are in control. And the good people are either saying, cutting their losses and left, and that's what's happened. So how do we reverse that? Like, I don't care, like, I'll
be the
go
bad
out
guy,
now,
call me
first
first.
of all, it's community, but also, I can't go over and deal with them because they have and they will bust
Retail,
car
I know,
windows,
I know.
So there's gotta be an intervention, but
you know
there
what?
also has to be some.
This is a multifaceted problem in which, yes, we need to make the kids accountable to someone, and there's no question about that. But our government in Albany has empowered children over their parents, over their teachers, and in many cases over the police department. We need to have this kind of discussion with our elected, state elected representatives, saying that we cannot hold the parents responsible without giving them the power to be responsible over their children. And however, we're right in saying that they are going to go someplace else. So the issue is not location. The issue is their personal actions on how do we get the kids not to use drugs? What are the alternatives for the lifestyle that they have decided that they are going to engage in? And how do we provide them facilities for the purposes of that alternative lifestyle that would be productive and educational? We have to give options. You never want to put anybody in a position where you're going to change something without giving them an avenue of productivity. Otherwise, you're going to meet stiff opposition, and someone is likely to be hurt.
All religions.
Right.
Be involved, because at one time, the churches were very involved with the young people. There were a lot of activities in the churches that kept families together.
Where the mental health issues coming from? It's coming from poverty-stricken, areas. No jobs, people losing hope, and why don't things get the way they get to? People doing drugs. Now you got young teens, high teen pregnancy rate. Teens raising babies that's not even responsible themselves. We all know this. I was ready to say many things, and I've heard plenty of other people say it. Bottom line, it comes to a point, it's too much talking and more action. Right. There's too many separate groups going on.
True.
We talk about, okay, we have to look at the churches, the pastors. I heard that brought up. Why are there so many churches in the city? We need to pull all the churches together, the pastors together.
We have to actually, we actually have to start holding.
Think positive. It could get worse. And at least there's not many people here, but there's enough that it's a beginning. But one thing that differentiates Niagara Falls from places I've seen that are really bad places who come back is that we don't have any standards.
10 years. It's on strategy, preparation, and tactics. And the problem is my disability down to.
Here's tonight. I founded a new organization. It's called the NF Angels. You guys remember the Guardian Angels, right, back in the day?
Yes.
We're not them. We're two different.
Well, I wanted to know who do I talk to about opening that back up.
If you let that.
You talk to me.
Right. Just let it go. It's been going for the past 10, 12 years now. I walk by it all the time when I get ready to go home. It's a shame that I see how the way that building
I
is just
really
sitting there.
think that we could be a force that could force this Board of Education, so the kids of Livingston and Chapel.
All right, so closing off this meeting, today's September 1st. In 2 weeks is September 15th. Is that a good date for everybody to meet up again at 6 o'clock?
Here? Yep.
Here again, 6 o'clock, September 15th.
2 weeks. The problem is Niagara Falls is a beautiful city. It's not the city, it's the people that runs the city, that live in the city, that makes the city look like it's terrible, because it's really not. It's just a beautiful city that everybody lives here with beautiful people. Canada, tourists come through here. It's just on the lower part, down by over there on the east side over there, or through Highland over there in that area. That's where all the hell break loose at over there.
I'd walk down Highland Avenue at 2 in the morning before I'd walk down Pine Avenue.
Right, so it's not a bad, Niagara Falls is not a bad city. It's just the people that live in the city that make it bad. And that got to be a change on that right there, a big change.
One thing in